Hey guys, 7th here. Now as you can see, we have procured for ourselves a PlayStation VR. Now before we get too far into the proceedings here, I need to give credit where credit is due. I owe a huge favor to Scott, the owner of the Gamers Alley store chain here in Charlotte. As you guys know, there was a lot of stuff going on with me over the summer, so I didn't have the money to go up and buy one of these with cash, and I hadn't been able to get a pre-order on one because all the pre-orders have been gone. And so when the thing came out, I called up Scott, told him my predicament. He went and ordered one off of Amazon with his own money, had it shipped to his house, and then allowed me to buy it from him via trade-in credit. Now that right there is the difference between a locally owned store and a GameStop. That is care for your customers beyond what you're going to get at a corporate owned brick and mortar store. So thanks, Scott, we appreciate it. And now on with the unboxing. This is 8th's early Christmas present, so he is getting to open it. Well, this is not the kind of thing that you leave boxed up until December 25th, then open it on Christmas Day and find out that you got a dud. So we are going ahead and opening it now. So early Christmas present for 8th. Oh, the packaging on it is interesting. Okay, that looks to be your setup guide. And then you got little boxes within boxes here.
Assuming that's all the cables.
Yeah, that's all the hookups.
That's another cable.
Another cable, yeah. Alright, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Looks like you got a... Okay, that's more cables. And the PlayStation VR demoed CD there. Now we've bought 3 games for it so far. We bought the VR Worlds, we bought Batman, and we bought Until Dawn. So we've got 3 games to try out once we get everything hooked up and going here. And there she is, the PlayStation VR. Spoken of and discussed for what seems like an eternity now, and finally we have one sitting in our kitchen. How's it feel? Does it feel heavy, light? What's it feel like?
Pretty light.
Pretty lightweight? Yeah, let me see here. Okay, so that's a hard shell. It's very foamy on the inside. Got some rubber that goes around the edges here. Let me try to pick it up. Oh wow, this thing doesn't weigh nothing at all. Very, very lightweight. There's hardly anything to it. You know, it took a while to get all this arranged and then going and picking it up, and then we had to go and find games for it. You know, Scott from Gamers Alley, for whatever reason, Sony didn't, the distributors didn't send him any of this stuff, and so since he didn't get the system, he was unsure of why, you know, should I really order any of the games if I'm not going to have the system itself. So he didn't have any games for me to buy for the helmet. He just, like I said, he just bought this with his own money, had it shipped to his house. So after we bought this, regrettably, I was like, well, we have to find games for this thing, have something to play on it. So I went first to the GameStop, first time I'd stepped foot in one in a good while, and they didn't have any games for it. They said, well, we have some digital codes we could sell you. I'm like, dude, if I wanted to buy it digitally, I'd just go on PSN and buy the damn thing. Why would I buy codes from you? And so we left empty-handed, went to Best Buy, and Best Buy had copies well, a few copies left of everything, all the new releases, but they didn't have many. They had maybe 3 or 4 copies of each one left, and they had a couple of the helmets up at the front of the store, and that was it. So we got those 3 games. Again, the Worlds one, the Batman one, and the Until Dawn one, and we're getting ready to hook it up and try it out now. So here we go. Okay, so 8th is here trying out the PlayStation VR. Turn around and say hello, 8th.
Hi.
And the first thing we get is the PlayStation VR must be updated to version 2.0. Wouldn't you know it, the very first thing he sees in VR on a PlayStation VR is a fucking update screen. Alright, way to go, Sony, alright. Alright, so first we're trying Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. And 8th is getting his first taste of virtual reality. Oh, did it jump out at you, 8th?
Yeah.
I don't think you can kill him, 8th.
Don't judge me for trying.
Now, you can't tell from what I'm showing you on camera, but what I'm viewing on the screen, it doesn't fill the whole 70 inches of my TV screen here, but what it's showing on the TV screen is easily 60 frames per second. Alright.
Whoa.
I think you're about to ride the roller coaster, right?
I am covered in blood.
Huh. But you still can't kill him.
No, I can't. Can I shoot the moon?
No. It wouldn't appear so.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, you're... Uh-oh, here we go!
Oh, Lord. Oh. That's jarring. Hey, I see you. Come back here.
Don't waste your ammo.
I have infinite.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be reloading when you go past a target.
Whoa.
Oh! Oh no!
I like this.
This fun?
Whoa, hey! I know you.
Uh-oh. Okay, now we're gonna... 8th is gonna try out Batman Arkham VR. Now this one took a little bit more calibration. It actually made him move his chair until he was sitting directly on top of some bat signal thing.
I'm little baby Bruce.
Oh God, it's gonna make you witness the murder of Bruce's parents. Oh dear, you're gonna experience murder firsthand.
I can't see. Get out of the way.
What is it you're trying to look at?
Him.
Oh, the murderer?
Yeah. Recognize the face.
Your daddy got shot. Your mommy got shot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 8th. He's coming right for you.
I just happened to push the right combination of buttons.
Looks like you're going into the bat cave.
Whoa.
Oh, it's your bat suit.
Battering. Oh, that's how I do it. Okay.
So I guess you just put on your bat suit.
Yeah.
Now you gotta put your... Okay, now you've got your bat helmet on.
Everything is blue. Hey.
Oh, it's your reflection. Check it out, you're Batman, 8th. Uh-oh, 8th's about to go into outer space! 8th in space! Whoa. Are you getting seasick yet?
No.
Well, so far, 8th has not experienced any motion sickness or seasickness from playing this. Unlike Review Tech USA. It must just be 8th's lack of being a pussy factor. That must be what it is. Ain't that right, Rich? I'm just kidding. Nothing but non-gay love for you, Rich. 8th is street luging.
Whoa, jeebus.
8th has not figured out the steering yet.
It's very sensitive.
It's like you turn your head to steer, yeah?
Yeah.
Making you sick?
No.
Good. So far, none of the experiences have made him sick. Of course, that's his experience, not mine. I have not tried it yet because I'm not sure how it's going to react to the glasses I have. I don't know if this thing's going to work with these polarized lenses. And I don't know if I'll be able to see it if I try to play with my glasses off. Issues with brightness causing severe headaches and whatnot. I'm kind of afraid to do that, so we're just going to have to see. 8th is bouncing a ball with his head. It's 3D Pong. He's learned how to kind of flick his head to give the ball English, for lack of a better term. And he's scoring pretty well. Looks like he won. Yes, 8th. You won at head pong.
What's it supposed to be doing?
8th is looking at the fishies. You had one swim right up in your face, didn't you? Watching the fishies. He hasn't figured out... I think with some of these ocean ones, they have several different modes, and it seems like there's not any game to them so far. As in, it's just like a virtual aquarium or something. You're just looking around and enjoying the scenery, I guess. 8th is shooting them up. He's doing better this time around. So far. This is so badass. This is cool as shit. Now you see what he did right there? He's actually able to open the passenger door and look behind the car and shoot behind the car. That is cool as shit. Get him, 8th. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is sweet as hell.
So we're at the part with the shark.
Oh, damn. Oh, oh. Oh, my. I think I just became a big hors d'oeuvre. Oh, ah. Oh, shit. Oh. Damn, that's so realistic. I mean, I know it's graphic-y, but I mean the depth of field of it. What the hell's going on here? Oh, I'm being lifted back up. Oh, snag. Whoa. Oh, there's big rocks everywhere. Oh shit. He's back. Go away. Shoo, Bruce. You stay over there. Oh hell. No, no, you don't come over here. Eat me, Bruce. Ah! Whoa. Ah, not my light. Come on. Not my light. Oh, damn. You know what's weird is your body kind of wants to feel resistance doing this, like you're actually in water. It's really weird. Oh shit! I lost sight of him. Oh! Oh, he's down there. Oh, he just swam under my feet. Oh, oh, wow. Oh. Ah. Ah. No. Oh. Sharky go boom. So, the question of the day, what do I think of the PlayStation VR? What are my first impressions of it? I think it's pretty fucking phenomenal. Now, keep in mind, I have never played the Oculus Rift. I have never played the HTC Vive. So I don't have anything to compare it to. But the immersion level of it is just extraordinary. Like the thing that you saw me doing earlier where I was in the ocean. I don't know how to describe it. It makes your brain fuck with you. Because even though I knew that I was sitting in a chair in my game room, and the graphics of it are obviously not photorealistic, I still felt water pressure, like I was underwater. Like you feel when you're swimming underwater, like you dive into a pool and you're swimming. That's what it felt like. And even though that game doesn't have any interaction, I would reach out to touch stuff, right? And when I'd reach out to touch stuff, I caught myself when I started to actually think about it. I was moving my hand slowly because my body was expecting the water pressure. That's what this system does. It tricks your brain. Despite not being photorealistic, it does make you feel like you're there. It's a purely psychological thing. It's less about the technology and more about how your brain works. But it's kind of hard to describe it. I mean, you know, it's not the same as having one of these systems where you're on one of those treadmill-looking things so you can literally walk around in the virtual world. This is a $400 VR helmet. You're not going to get the holodeck performance out of this device, okay? And you know, I've heard some detractors like Review Tech USA, well, it's not where I think the technology should be yet. Well, when the 8-bit Nintendo came out, did you not buy it and wait for the Super Nintendo to come out because you thought the NES should have Mode 7? Really? You gotta start somewhere. And I'm just gonna give you my honest, purest reaction to trying this thing out for the first time. When I put that helmet on, and then I was in the ocean, and there were sharks and sea turtles and stuff swimming up to me, It reminded me of the first time I ever rode Mission Space at Epcot. It reminded me of the first time that I ever rode Soarin' Over California at Epcot. It reminded me of the VR experiences that they had at Disney Quest when they were new. Only the graphics, obviously, on this are much more advanced. It was that sense of, whoa. There's no other way to put it. It's this sense of awe that comes over you. Now, obviously, this is more tailor-made to experiences rather than full-on games. Now, yes, you can do full-on games on them. I have not experienced any motion sickness. I haven't experienced any headaches from it or any of that, and I played it for an extended period of time. You're going to see that on one of the next episodes of 7th Halloween, and I'll explain something about that at the end of this video. But I haven't had any medical side effects from it. As far as just from a purely technical standpoint, what I think of the performance. Again, I haven't played any other VR setup, so you know I was mightily impressed by the immersion. It makes you feel like you're there. But from a technical standpoint, I have just a couple of issues with it, but they're issues that are very specific to me that you guys probably won't even notice. And it's just because of me. You guys know that these are not sunglasses. These are actual, real glasses. These are for nearsightedness. And because of my issues with bright light and causing migraines and what have you, I have to wear these all the time. And the result of that is that I look like a douche who thinks he's too cool for school and wears sunglasses indoors all the time. Or I look like a blind person. So people will come up to me and ask me where my guide dog is and crazy shit like that. Well, you know, the helmet works fine with glasses. You can wear glasses with it. But in my case, I wear these polarized glasses, which make the image dimmer than it would be for anybody else. And I have to wear it at such an angle to where it's sharp instead of fuzzy, that a little bit of the light comes in at the edges, whereas if I had it flush to my head, I wouldn't have that light coming in. The other issue is that, well, I'm not saying I'm superhuman, I'm just stating a fact. I have an unusually strong level of peripheral vision. You know, my level of vision starts right here, like almost behind the side of, to the side of my head. You know, I can see my finger wiggling right there. I can see my finger wiggling right here. You know, I can see that without turning to look. That's how strong my peripheral vision is. Some people have that and some people don't. My son, for example, 8th, his peripheral vision starts about right here or so. But mine's way back here. And because of that, I notice the field of view limitation of that helmet more than 8th does. 8th puts it on and he's just in there, you know. I put it on and I'm in there unless, instead of turning to look at something, I turn my eyes to look at something, and then what I see is this big black round edge right here and a big black round edge right here. So that from my perspective, it makes it look like you're playing every game while wearing a scuba mask. And it's simply because of the fact that I have fucking phenomenal peripheral vision, and so I can see and notice where the field of view ends with those lenses. You know, had they made them more oval shaped instead of round, that probably would have resolved that. But then again, I don't know what that would have done to the 3D effect. And the 3D effect is amazing. I mean, you can, especially, you know, that ocean one, I keep going back to that ocean one, but you can really see the sense of depth. When you come all the way down and that giant wreck of the submarine is sitting there, you can both feel that it's hundreds of yards away, but you can also feel the sense of scope, of size, that you're sitting there in front of this ginormous, massive thing. You know, the 3D is some of the best 3D effect I've ever seen. And again, I haven't played Oculus, and I haven't played the other one. But I'm starting to get a little long on this. Bottom line, it's a $400 VR helmet that gives you a VR experience that, short of buying a computer powerful enough to do it and spending a lot of money on an Oculus Rift or spending a lot of money on a Vive, you are not going to get that experience anywhere else. It's one of a kind. How do I think it's viable, or do I think it's going to be another gimmick like the iToy or the Move? It's not the Move. It's not the Move. And one of the reasons is that even if this doesn't take off to the level that Sony would hope, and they stop releasing games for it, like they stopped releasing games for the Move, like they stopped releasing games for the Vita, this thing is going to be the darling of indie developers. And the reason being is because within a very, very short amount of time, this thing will easily outsell the number of Vives out there and the number of Oculus Rifts out there, which will make the prospect of making money through it by putting your game on it a lot more appealing. And so these indie darlings with these games that we normally, we hardcore gamers, turn our noses up at for being walking simulators, are all of a sudden going to have games that are virtual worlds that you can walk around in. And it's already started. You know, there's already horror games and whatnot coming out for it that have been on PC for years, but are being converted over to VR. So instead of just playing those worlds, you're going to be able to walk through them. And that's going to keep the thing alive, whether or not it becomes this super duper breakout success or not. Do I think it's going to cause a revolution in gaming where VR is the future and all gaming goes to that? No. But it's going to be a viable alternative platform. It's going to be there for people that want to experience a deeper level of immersion than just sitting in front of their TV. And this is the first step. That doesn't mean, well, you know, it's not what I was expecting because it doesn't give me a holodeck-like performance, so I'm going to wait till they have the holodeck. No. If that's the way, no offense to Rich, but if that's your viewpoint on things, then, you know, why do you have the computer that you do when you're going to have a much more powerful one available just 2 years from now? Why did you buy the Xbox One when you know the Scorpio comes out in 2017? You know, why would you buy a PS3 in 2006 when you knew there'd be a PS4 Pro in 2016, just 10 years later? You get what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on the PlayStation VR. For the money, I feel it's definitely worth it. I've already had some really mind-blowing experiences with it, and I'm greatly looking forward to stuff coming out for it in the future. Now, as for why there haven't been any 7th Halloween episodes in the last several days, as some of you may be aware, there was a hurricane that came very close to where I live. We didn't have any flooding or anything like that, but there was enough rain to where it somehow damaged one of the sewer lines running underneath the main road that goes into our neighborhood. And so, not long after the hurricane hit, the city came out and tore up that road. And when they tore up that road, my internet went to shit. They somehow damaged the line that my ISP uses to feed internet to my house. And so I literally did not have the internet speed to upload videos for several days. They finally got it at least working again here just the other day, but it was still just ridiculously slow. I've been either on the internet at work or on the internet on my phone for about the last 10 or 11 days. You know, it was right up until yesterday. And of course, yesterday and the day before, we were trying out this new helmet and playing around with it, so that's my own fault. But that is why there hasn't been any episodes. There's been episodes made, just not episodes uploaded. So I'm going to start uploading them a couple at a time until we're caught up. There will be 31 7th Halloween videos by October 31st, just like there was last year. It's going to happen, folks. You'll get them all. And sticking with tradition, the last one will be a really, really shitty game that I pick as the shittiest of the games that I play for this year for 7th Halloween. So all that's coming, And like I said, one of the next 7th Halloweens is going to be me playing the Rush of Blood game, the Until Dawn. So you'll get to see me playing that on VR in an upcoming episode of 7th Halloween. So you have that to look forward to. You've got NES games coming. You got Super NES games coming. You got Genesis games. Sega. There's a Sega Saturn game or two in there. There's some Dreamcast that I'm going to be doing. You know, with the exception of the next 3 videos. You've got 3 more. The next 3 videos, with the exception of those 3, everything else is retro. For the rest all the way up to October 31st. You've got 3 more that are going to be on PS4, and then the rest of them all retro. So that's what's coming. I hope you enjoyed the first impressions of PlayStation VR. If you have the PS4 already and you have $400 lying around, I greatly suggest you go out and pick one up. It's worth it. Believe the hype. So what can I say? If it was a piece of shit, I'd tell you. Believe the hype. Until next time, this is 7th.